Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, and you are. Guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Doesn't cost anything, means a lot to me. Half of you aren't subscribed, you're just peeking over the fence, pushing over the fence. Doesn't cost anything to just come over the fence. We'll let you in. If you don't like us, we'll let you leave too. So please subscribe. For those of you that are channel members, thank you so much. The only benefit in being a channel member is just a big thank you. There's nothing special that I do except thank you, channel members, because I can't just put videos out for people that just can afford a little bit more. So, sorry about that. The cash apps, the things I've gotten in my post office box, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Now, what's going on with Natalia Grace? Bet you thought I was going to say Gypsy Rose. Natalia Grace. She's about 22 years old, says the DNA testing. About 22 years old. When she was about 9 or 10 years old, her adoptive parents got rid of her and stuck her in an apartment, had her re-aged 15 years older than what she was, and Dr. Phil bought into it. Dr. Phil again, the one that believed Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the one that couldn't believe that Natalia Grace could only be 9 or 10 and be living on her own, where, behold, that's exactly what happened. And how did that happen? Let's talk a little bit about Natalia. She's had shit luck. She was born in the Ukraine with dwarfism, a very unique kind of dwarfism, apparently. She was given up for adoption. She was adopted by the Barnett family with a psycho mom there whose son had Asperger's and was able to, I guess she thought, had a way of teaching him that made him a genius. In the meantime, I think that was God's gift to him and didn't have much to do with the mother. But the mother thought so. So she wrote a book called Spark. And it was one of the best-selling books. And so she tried to use that same technique on Natalia. But Natalia couldn't do it. Natalia had more issues. She didn't have that gift from God. And therefore, Natalia was punished. According to what's been said, not only was Natalia punished, she was beaten by the psycho mom. And, you know, the dad had a little bit more compassion, I guess, because he would check up on his adopted 9, 10-year-old daughter who he had re-aged 15 years more. So he's claiming she's 24, but a 9, 10-year-old kid living out on her own. She couldn't walk, and she cannot walk very well because of the dwarfism. And there's other physical problems with her, where she's got a problem walking and standing and, you know. But from there, she got adopted, with her luck, by another winning family. That seems now, and I thought so at the time, but you hate to just judge people, but sometimes you get a good idea of who people are. The Manns family. Bishop Manns. Now, Bishop Manns, you might think, maybe he went to seminary school. No, he didn't. He just decided what the fuck he was going to call himself, a bishop, and adopt a bunch of kids and live off of their SSIs. Because that's what the Manns family did. Allegedly, but many people have said that the Manns families are horrible people. They do not raise these children. They just take their money. That the last home that they were in had maggots. Ugh. They didn't clean up. They didn't do anything for these kids. They got over $300,000 for Natalia Grace alone. With, you know, the curious story of Natalia Grace and all that. And they took all of her money. They wanted to continue to take her SSI payments. They BEAT'd her. Yes. And they claim to be God-fearing. I hate when people take religion and they turn it into something else. Like they hide behind it. I hate it. I take offense to it because I'm a Christian. That's not the way Christians behave. That's not a good Christian. You're a grifter. You're a thief. And you live off of children. And that's who you and your family are, allegedly and supposedly, and for entertainment purposes only. Who'd I get that from? Seriously. You guys are grifters. You're horrible people, it appears. Taking money from kids. And Natalia Grace has been living with them forever. She's now just getting her GED from the DuPaul family. Now who are these people? These people are little people just like she's a little person. And they wanted to adopt her years ago. Years ago. And the Barnetts were spiteful and said, no. That would have been the best place for this person. Natalia. Is Natalia dangerous? Is there any truth to what Natalia's gone through? Or did the Barnetts, because of the disappointment and what they could or couldn't teach her, what she could or couldn't learn, turn her into a real version of The Orphan, the movie The Orphan, where somebody comes into a family, is older than they say they are, and all they want to do is scoo the family? The DuPaul family says, and they've had Natalia now for a few years in upstate New York, she's not an evil person. She said sometimes they butt heads, but she wouldn't hurt a fly. So imagine what kind of life that is. That you're brought into this world, your family doesn't want you. Not just your mom, but apparently your family doesn't want you. You'd have to probably say because it was the dwarfism. Isn't that what you would blame it on? You and your dwarfism. And then you figure, wow, you're fortunate enough. 6 years old, you're adopted by this great family. You're going to go live in the United States. And then you fail them through no fault of your own. And they put you up and try to get rid of you and move to Canada and leave you in an apartment to fend for yourself. 9, 10 years old, have you re-aged so that there's not a problem with them just abandoning you. Whoever fucking re-aged her. Only for years later to find out that the DNA was correct the whole time. She was telling the truth about her age. She was just a child. And then to get adopted by another family that's only going to use you for financial gain. It does not give you a lot of self-esteem, does not give you a lot of confidence. And in the meantime, Natalia Grace apparently meets this guy online named Neil. He's from the UK. He helps her get out of the situation with the Manns family. Bishop Manns, the church-fearing people that just collect children and their money and just don't do much with children. I'd like to know what they did with Natalia, the 10 years that they had her. They didn't give her the surgeries that she needed. They took all of her money, and they tried to keep her. She's 21 years old, and they were trying to tell her, no television, no internet, no phone calls. We're protecting you. No. That's called keeping somebody captive. Because when somebody's of 18 years old, you give them a little bit of freedom. You give them a little bit of freedom and you let them, try to figure things out. These people didn't want to lose their cash cow. Well, they've lost it now. And they have no comment, apparently. So, guys, this was the first episode of the third series, or third season, of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. Final chapter is what they say. So, I know that there's another second part to the show that we're going to see more about. But this was the first one. So, guys, those of you that don't know that the show's back on, it's on the ID channel. And it's on the 6th and the 7th of January, guys. So, and this is Issues with Toddy One-Skip. Tell me what you think of Natalia Grace. She's a little, but she's been through so much. And I was wrong about her. I really thought she was older than what she was. And I kind of bought into that maybe she was EVIL. But if she is because of the way everybody's treated her. Because she was just a kid and she was treated so poorly through no fault of her own. Guys, tell me what you think. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always, always, always be kind. Thanks, guys.